tell me how to solve this? Do you know how to type that in your calculator? No. No. Yes, you did try, and I appreciate your effort. This is 3.2. 3.2. All right. Here's the purpose of a log. Here's the purpose of a log. 3 squared is 9. The second root of 9, which is just a square root, is 3. But how can you put 9 and 3 together to make 2? What math function can you do to use 9 and 3 and get a 2? That's where logs come in. A log basically, if I were to put 9 and 3 together to make 2, this is what it would look like. It would look like, well, it would look just like this. 2 equals log of 3, base 3 of 9. X was 9 for this problem. I'll tell you. The way you can solve logs when it looks like this, essentially the base, the little number here next to the log, just swings over and becomes the base over here. So this little 3 swings over and is now, I'll write it over here, 3 squared equals 9. That's how logs work. The base simply means what power, x, what would you raise 3 to? Actually, let's say this is the time. You know, when you put your hand over it. Number 1 is a good example. Essentially, what would you raise 2 to equal 16? Well, this one I don't even see the point. It's already written out for you. But you would raise 2 to the 4th to equal 16. That's what a log does. It tells you what exponent to raise things to. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really understand the point of that one.
Is number 3 9?
Yes, number 3 is exactly what we just did. I'll show you how to punch this into your calculator. Now, on your calculator, there is probably a button somewhere that will show where you can punch in a base, like base 3, base 5. Most of the applications for logs have a base of 10. So because they deal with scientific notation. So your calculators have a default base of 10. And they don't even give you the base option when you just press the log button right here on your, right here on the cover of your calculator. So an easy way to do this, let's look at number 1. A way you could have solved number 1, assuming we didn't know that it was 4 already, is you'd punch it in like this. Log of 16 divided by log of 2. That's how you can punch it into the calculator, and it'll tell you. Because the log language here already has a natural base of 10, that's how you punch it into your calculator. So when you see something like that, or where's mine? Yeah, right here. So this, you'll do log of 216 divided by log of 6 to solve that. Of course, the easier way to do these is 6 to 1 equals 216. 6 squared is 36. 6 to the third, 216. And you can just do it like that. Just keep raising your base to the next exponent until you come up with that number, and that's your answer. No. That's a good question. Well, let's think about it. If this is log of 32 divided by log of b equals 5. No, there is no inverse log. No, the easiest way to solve these, remember, swing this over here, that becomes b to the 5th equals 32, right? Back from the first slide, that becomes b to the 5th equals 32, so you just need to take the 5th root of 32. Yeah. I'll show you. You raise it to a 1/5 exponent. 32 raised to the 1/5 is the same thing as taking the 5th root. And the answer is 2. Okay. So, if you're given both of these numbers, it's straight up division. If you're only given one of them, rewrite it like this without the log, and you can solve for whatever the missing piece is. Okay, let's look at some more. All right. Rewrite each equation in log form. So we are going to just rewrite every equation in log form. That's all we have to do. Didn't ask us to solve. I think that's what we were supposed to do in the last ones, is write them outside of log form. But whatever. All right. So, number 9. What's my base? Close. 2. 2 is whatever you're raising to an exponent. The base is whatever you are raising to the exponent. So, remember, when you're doing a log, what you will equal every time is the exponent. That's what a log does, is it finds exponents for you. So, there would be your 8. Just remember, whatever you are raising to the exponent is your base. Melissa, how would I set up number 11? Very good. Well, yeah, it's only a number left. You got the hard part. Very good. Very, very good. And again, let's say you just had this equals x. Just punch in your calculator. Log of 1/16 divided by log of 2, and it'll tell you -4. Adam, how am I going to set up number 13? There's no b in 13. Right, well, just like this, the base here was the 2, right? What number is having something done to it here? There you go. No. No, I'm sorry, you're right. But what does that equal? Right, a root is a fractional exponent, so that would be 1/3. Whenever you have a root that is a fractional exponent. So that says 2 to the 1/3 equals, wait, I got that backwards. 8 to the 1/3 equals 2. The base raised to this exponent equals that number. It's like a recycling kind of thing. Allie, how will 19 set up? You got it. And then how would I solve that, Ben? If I had to. I don't have to, but. Got it. Exactly. All right. Questions on that slide? There's only one more slide left. Nope. Whoa. That was actually what we already did. Remember, log of this divided by log of this. That's how you plug it in. Oh, also, if you see natural logs today, don't worry. This is exactly what we just talked about. You know, let's say this was log base 2 of 4, so that's just log of 4 over log of 2. That's all I'm saying. Natural log, should you see that? That is the exact same thing as log. The only difference between natural log and log is that natural log has a natural base of e. Of course, since we aren't dealing with the bases and we plug into the calculators, we don't really care about that. So, you're going to deal with natural logs the exact same way as logs. It's just its own button on your calculator. We'll look at one like that in a second. Okay, well, maybe there aren't any natural logs on here. Well, even if they were, say this was natural log base 4 of 16, you do the same thing in your calculator. Natural log of 16 divided by natural log of 4. So that's how you're going to do all of these. All of them. Now, some of them are going to be kind of slap you in your face answers because you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that was obvious. But we'll get to that in a second. So, let's just practice punching these suckers into our calculator. We will get to that in just a second. That's actually part of the next lesson. I don't know why they put that in here, but we'll look at it real quick anyway. Well, let's look at the other ones. So, 25. Log of 1/5 divided by log of 5. Now, before we hit enter, let's think about this logically. 5 raised to what is 1/5? Anybody tell me? Yeah, -1. 5 to the -1 flips it over. Very good. Remember, a negative exponent just flips it into the denominator. Now, some of these, again, 7 raised to what equals the square root of 7? Square root of 7 is the same thing as 7 to what power? So think about what this question is asking you. 7 to what equals 7 to the 1/2. And the answer staring you in the face, the answer is going to be 1/2. But we'll punch it in anyway just to see. So, log of the square root of 7, right, over log of 7, boom, 1/2. So like some of these are real easy like that. Like 5 to the what equals 5 to the 7. 5 to the what equals 5 to the 7. 7. Yeah, some of these answers are like common sense, but you just don't think to look at them like that. Remember, if you're solving for the exponent and they give you an exponent, that's the answer. That's the whole purpose of logarithm. That's what we do. Some of these, again, you can just figure out. 8 to the what is 64. I said that backwards. 64 to the what is 8. Yeah. If 8 squared is 64, then 64 to the 1/2 is 8. Yeah, and you can just punch all this in your calculator. Now, 41, one you asked about. This is more of what we're going to be doing tomorrow, but it looks like they did sprinkle one in here today. I don't really want to get in. That's really everything we're doing tomorrow, or that we were going to do today. It's just a little more like tricky things, like bring it down, blah, blah, blah. So actually, we'll just stop there and pick it up from there tomorrow, because are there any? Sure. Well, I'll tell you what. Even if you don't remember how I said, the answer is staring you in the face? You don't have to, you can punch every one of these in this section straight into the calculator. Whenever I give you your assignment, please notice that the first few sections don't ask you for an answer. They just ask you to rewrite the equation. So that's log of 5 to the 7th divided by log of 5. Yep. Who can tell me how to plug in number 31? All right. That's true. Well, we know we're doing log of this first. Now, you could plug it in just like that if you wanted to. I mean, some people might say, hey, that's 2 to the negative 1/2 power, which is really impressive if you notice that. Or you could just plug it in as is. 1 divided by the square root of 2. Close that. Divided by log of 2. Negative 1/2. So you can punch them in exactly as they are. Just make sure your parentheses are working properly. And all your answers today should be pretty, if you get something ugly, you're doing it wrong. No answers today should give you something ugly. Questions about anything you see up here? All right, well, if we're saving the other log stuff for tomorrow, that allows us to skip all these slides, which are much easier than they look like. They really are much simpler than they look. But, so that means we are no longer doing the bottom portion, and we're doing that instead. The red is the review. All right, here are the people that need to do that top assignment. Some of you have already done it. Actually, I'm changing these numbers. You're welcome. Here we go. There's the new numbers. Here are the people that need to do that top assignment. So if I call out your name, write down that top part. If I don't, all you have to do is work on the red portion at the bottom. Although it probably be beneficial of you to help someone who's working on the top portion. All right, these people have to do the top part because they haven't turned it in yet. Patrick, Nick, Robinson, Kelsey, Alan, Hannah, Braden, Kim, and Cody. Those people are the ones who have not yet turned in this log assignment. Everybody else, just the red. Excuse me? Oh, 3.2. 3.2. Even if you don't have to do the top portion, go ahead and label it 3.2 so I can tell what time it is.